Sorry, guys. I forgot to plug the mic back in. But you know Eclipse, right? Matt Pat's whole theory about him. You could go there, but to short summarize, he thinks he was way before Chica and all of them, and he was like a jester. I also do kind of believe him because look at the pants he wears. He wears jester-like pants. And yeah, he has a castle and everything, and he was supposed to be a theater robot. Has the same teeth like the Mimic, but yeah. But I have an idea about it. That Eclipse was the first, but I think Chica was still there. And that we haven't seen Chica's party world. And the Springlock suit Eclipse is kind of connected to that with the whole Jester Springlock suit. It's kind of connected to FNAF 4. Not FNAF 4, FNAF 5. Sorry. But the reason why, because he has a Jester thing. But I think he came from Chica's party world. Cause what do we see in FNAF World? Also FNAF World, I'm gonna explain that. And I think it was an early thing with him experimenting with the babies, but he was gonna introduce Sun into the group, but then they had an idea for Chica's party world, having him there, also explaining like the format of him being on the stage and BB and everything. But yeah, there's literally like that's the only other location we've never seen, and we don't know the characters besides Funtime Chica. And also connecting it with the Jester costume that was connected to FNAF 5. Why would... So, Sun was an unused character. They made him his own not him his own location. There was already a location in Chica's party world. I can kind of get a sum of what it was. Chica would hand out cake in her free roaming mode. Thanks to Freddy. Check out my actual theory. That was a third bite. I'm not going to explain it. Go check it out. You need to watch the whole playlist to understand my theories. But Chica was the first murder from his old location. And they were building like other locations at the time. William Afton was working on Circus, Baby Circus. And like Fredbear's, I think, was out. Maybe. They're opening like different locations at the same time because it's a company. They don't have to work on a specific one. But he created Sun. Sun, or Henry created Sun security mode. Explain why he has a security mode and detects when children are in danger, like the toys, and the toys were made from the wizards that were made from Henry himself. Yeah. I think he has a safe mode because of that. But he used to have a dark act, but Chica used to be Funtime Chica used to be there. Because we do see a similar background. When was there a thing that we see in the sky that was alive, that was connected to Chica's party world? What about the rainbow? Yeah, I know everyone hates the rainbow, but it explains what the walls look like because in one of the main games, we got that it was just straight up green. We had no detail to the wall. Now we have details to the wall. It was FNAF World themed. Probably being inside his head from seeing it. Him seeing this location open way before babies. And doing successfully, but shut down. Probably the spring locks. But people were supposed to wear the Jester outfit. Well, the Jester was supposed to wear his face and everything. A mask. And also explaining that Chica was murdered at Sun's is Tragedy Mask. Why tragedy? Comedy and sadness makes sense. But why tragedy for Sun? Why it would make more sense with Freddy or Golden Freddy to like represent Fredbear or something. Why Sun? Sun of all the characters and to have the tragedy masks. And if this is really before FNAF, it explains Chica being the first. She was gonna be put in a location. She was at Sun's. And William Afton took the dog, or killing the dog. And leading the girl through a maze, tricking her to go into the location at night and killing her with his spring lock suit. Also, like, it explains why he is specifically Tragedy Man. He's seen it. He literally saw the murder at night. And also, look at this design. Like, the endoskeleton looks like what William Afton would make. But look at the outside of the skin. Take a real good look at his design. It's going to be important. The important thing about it, it's wood. In the books, Henry's described as making puppet, like, animatronics look to life with wood. Just wood. And what is his detail? Wooden. It was back then when Henry and William Afton were first making a company together. Before they had Fredbears. It was an idea that Henry and them had. Well, Henry didn't have the idea, but he helped with the suit, making the mask switchable. Making the mask switchable between Moon and Sun, making it able to go back. But it was an old pizzeria, so the wires were exposed. They didn't have like experience like they do now with none of the wires being exposed. Because if you look at the Mimic, all the wires are exposed. Having these cast characters that the Mimic was, I think that's where they found them. Is the old location and took Sun, a spring lock suit. They took away the spring locks and found the code William Afton and them made, having Eclipse, but calling him Sun and Moon, having him as a theater as first as Eclipse. Why Eclipse is a theater character. It was programmed to be a theater character, to be a jester, to make the kids laugh, to be serious when the lights go out, like a theater. It was supposed to, like, make you believe that. And why this happened, but Chica was the first Henry made character in a different company. But Sun was just a spring lock suit at first. Just a spring lock suit that you could put on, and then they got the idea for Fredbears. After making Freddy, they got the idea for Fredbear. Having all their characters together, they had the idea of Fredbear. Fredbear. The bear, and then all that stuff. But his old design, replicating the mimic, the one of the olds that Henry made for his child, was I think it might be like the security puppet or something else. We might find multiple mimics with the same exact look, wearing those suits, a clown costume for an elephant, a penguin, Chica the chicken, and a lion. He was the lion. That's why he specifically puts the lion one on. He was the lion in there. And Sun the theater act, like Foxy. It was a tiny little theater act for everyone. And Chica was way before that, and they eventually did make a Freddy Fazbear's. It got shut down, and then Henry made the toys and all that happened. But yeah, the old wooden design, the tragedy mask, I think the tragedy was a murder that William Afton committed trying to look for immortality. He was looking for immortality, killed a child, realized that Chica became real, and started doing more. This was his first inspiration for it. After, like he just wanted immortality and was experimenting. Or something triggered it, or something like that. And his son almost died to one of his creations. And then when the Sun location was still open before he died, Evan got chomped. He got chomped. So, he goes on an angerous murder, finds out the puppet became alive. Well, not the puppet, he kills multiple children, but kills a random child first. He kills the little girl in Chica when Funtime Chica was around. And then realized she became alive and started committing experiments on the baby and stuff. But Henry helped William Afton make it. Him feeling so guilty about making baby, he kills himself with baby. And then it learned how to get up from the surface, learned how to sneak through, and went on the surface where you know who the grandchild was and that. But it explains the old wooden design that he has referencing the books. The weird teeth movement that he has. Even the wire exposed behind his head, you're like, oh, but he's broken. He had that in the very security breach if you looked on the back of his head. You can't find the little turny thing, but you can find the exposed wires and stuff. It was an old animatronic they found, and they found the Mimic too, bringing it there. But William Afton, he was mad that one of his children got hurt, but he was a twisted man doing experiments on them already, so he didn't really care that much. He found the child, did the experimentation as kill her and put her inside. And yeah, he was doing this with millions on thousands of children he was killing, but not by his own hands, though. This is how he's getting so much remnant. Getting so much remnant that he can make multiple experiments. But Sun is an old design, has the Jester thing. It's not like they detached the spring locks, but it also explains his face change. It's like the comedy act, quite literally his face. Half of his face is removable. It does what his other parts do. They slide back into place. They slide off or ripped off. A part of the Jester costume that they didn't remove was the cap. The cap he had that from the very beginning. When Henry made his costume to be removable, his face was removable, slottable. He could put it in and out. So, Sun can easily change into a happy man, into a darker man. But originally he had just the gray and black and all of it out. It was supposed to be both, where he could be dark and brooding, but they separated the AI, making two parts of a face, a mask. A theater at, that location I keep saying. And I don't think William Afton, like MatPat thinks. I think it was Henry that did this. Realizing that they accidentally created a monster, locked him up. Made the mimic sex. Or Cassie's dad might have. But Freddy, it just explains why he has just a pants, like the fat pants, not like pajama pants, they're like Jester pants. And they're changeable. Every part of him is changeable. And would explain why we never see Chica's Party World. It's because we've kind of seen it with like the rainbow as like a mini game. A mini game the crying child remembered before getting the bite. I'll cover that in my crying child or Evan theory. But yeah, this is my theory on Sun and what really went down. It was back then where it was an old suit that they had, a spring lock suit. That would be able to do acts, why he can change his thing, and he's a theater character. Why he was originally put on the theater, so they wouldn't have to do anything to make a different mascot. They found him with the mimic. They didn't find the mimic, but they did find Sun carved out of wood. Henry carved most of his outer casing in wood. Because, in the books it explains that a whole puppet cover, a parallel to Henry. And we already got a book reference. Why not another book reference to that? And yeah, the Jester pants. Like all of that. Explaining why we never seen Chica's Party World. It came out before that. Chica died. Chica was the first to be murdered, but Sun was the first to be created together with Henry and William Afton. The spring lock mechanism was made by Henry. The whole spring lock thing where he could quickly just change and they could take the face off, fix him, and plop it back on. The endoskeleton was made by William Afton. He might have made the mimic, but Henry locked up the mimic, though. But yeah, it explains every weird thing about that. Why we just find random old characters. Why we've never seen Chica's Party World. And Sun reminds me of FNAF. The FNAF Rainbow minigame that is connected to Chica's Party World, so Sun is a lot connected to that. Henry did learn how to use plastic and everything, made toys and everything. And he learned how to make better robots because his first robots were the gang in a different company. And them together, like Freddy Fazbear's owning that property, they made a Glamrock Hippo, but they never used him for some reason. I don't know why, but they just never did. They used Sun because they found him in the back. Maybe the back of Sister location, where he was supposed to be used, and then put there because that location got shut down for Chica's dead body and for the spring lock suit. But yeah, I'll explain two things that I have theories about. One about the actual ending of FNAF Ruin, and another thing called Crying Child. Not Crying Child, the FNAF World thing, and why that's important. But yeah. And what he actually was seeing when he was like asleep, what everyone was seeing. But yeah, I'm just gonna see you next time. This has been a Sun Theory. Woo! Okay, bye.